by Israel's special envoy for trade and innovation, as well as the host of the Quad on JNS-TV, Fleur Hassan-Nahoum. Great to have you on here. Fleur, we'll get to the latest on the hostages in just a moment, but first, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, he paid a visit to Jerusalem to hold more discussions with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Here's the Defense Secretary's comments on that. Watch.
The president's also been very bold about his view of what the future for Gaza should be. Not the same tired ideas of the past, but something that's bold and something that, frankly, took courage and vision in order to outline. Hamas cannot continue as a military or government force. And frankly, as long as it stands as a force that can govern, or as a force that can administer, or as a force that can threaten by use of violence, peace becomes impossible.
What's your reaction to his comments there?
Well, 100% agree with everything he said, but it's very interesting because until President Trump said it out loud, said a number of things. First of all, said out loud, Hamas cannot be in control of Gaza the day after. He basically said, if they're not going to be in control, then who will be in control? Well, we'll be in control. And up until that moment that President Trump said that, even in Israel, we didn't have the confidence to say out loud what everybody was thinking. Certainly no other world leader said it. And after we saw the scenes of Hamas in control of releasing the hostages, it was a real concern. Now, what's happened since President Trump has said this? All of a sudden, Egypt, that had washed their hands completely from what's going to happen to post-war Gaza, who spent the entire war just building the border even stronger, now, all of a sudden, they have a plan, and their plan involves the Emirates, and their plan involves the Saudis. So what President Trump was, what he did was shake the box, which is what he's always done, and this is how we also got the Abraham Accords done. Absolutely. And what are your thoughts, though, on President Trump's idea here for the U.S. controlling Gaza and redeveloping it? Well, you know, I've been asked by many people in the last week and a half, and some hostile media entities have also asked me, and I said to them, if you were a Gazan, if you were an average peace-loving Gazan, would you rather be under a proxy of the Islamic Republic of Iran, or would you rather be under the United States? Who would you rather live under? A country that offers you prosperity and freedom and opportunity, or a country that offers you subjugation and misery? And so I'm not sure how realistic the whole thing is. I'm not sure if this was President Trump's negotiation tactic, but he's coming with a fresh idea that even the ambassador of the United Arab Emirates to Washington said it's the only idea for post-war Gaza that makes any sense. And if anybody has a better idea, let them come forth. And that's what President Trump has done. He's opened the conversations for new ideas that involve getting rid of Hamas completely. I want to ask you about the hostages here, too, because we're watching this. 3 more hostages released yesterday, including an American. All 3 of them have now been reunited with their families, but in return, 369 Palestinians were released. The initial terms of the deal were 30 prisoners for every 1 civilian hostage, yet Hamas has left some of the hostages in rough shape. And now they're raising that number of Palestinian prisoners in the exchange. So what's really going on here? Why are we giving up more than we should be? This deal from the beginning was an extortion. It wasn't a deal. We have no choice. Israel has a very strong ethos that no man or woman is left behind. In essence, the government let down their people on October 7th, and so we have an obligation to bring everybody back. And these were the terms that were negotiated. Would different terms have been negotiated earlier if President Trump would have been in power earlier? Perhaps. But this is what we have, and we need to see this through. And we need to go to the second stage of the deal. But what President Trump is saying is, I want more hostages out quicker. And I want the second stage to be not drib-drabbing out the hostages like we see in this cruel PR and propaganda form every week. Let them all come out and let's do the deal. And this is exactly what we need to be doing. Lastly, I mean, President Trump has kind of left this up to Benjamin Netanyahu to ultimately decide what to do next. Is that the right take, or should President Trump get more involved? I think President Trump's involvement has been key. First of all, to getting the hostage deal signed to begin with, and secondly, to putting that pressure on Hamas to do what the terms of the deal say they should do. It is that pressure. It is the fact that he has now released all the armaments that were delayed to give to Israel. It is the fact that he's standing strong with Israel on the right side of history. That is doing all of the work that needed to be done.
All right, we'll leave it there, but we'll watch to see how this all plays out. Thank you so much for coming on, Fleur Hassan-Nahoum.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. All right, coming up.